Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Dorrit Lowsen, President and COO of Change Finance, a majority women-run ETF with deep roots in activism, to discuss pay inequality and the push to require companies to release racial and gender pay gap data in its holdings. Dorrit, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much for having me, Jill. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us more about Change Finance.
Change Finance was founded in 2016 with the motto, investing in service to life. And really, our mission is right in our name, Change Finance. We were built from the ground up to make a real difference, to make an impact, and that is shown in our enhanced ESG methodology. And we do it in two ways, both through the investments that we make in our ETF and through our shareholder advocacy. So we really are looking both to invest in companies that are already doing the best for people and planet, and then to drive them to take a leadership role and do even better. And that's what the campaign that we have recently launched around gender pay equity is really all about. Taking the companies who already have shown a willingness to be the best that they can be and have them be the leaders at doing really something important and different in the world.
Well, let's talk about the overlooked cost of pay inequality, because this isn't just millions, it's trillions of dollars that cost our economy.
That's right, Jill. In fact, globally, a McKinsey study shows that it costs the economy potentially trillions of dollars. By 2025, the global GDP could grow by as much as $12 to $28 trillion if we could achieve true gender parity. And that lower threshold would be if every country in the world achieved parity with the country in their region that is doing the best. And $28 trillion would be if we could achieve true gender equality across the globe.
Yeah, that's quite remarkable. Let's look at some of the evidence of pay inequality.
Sure. So here in the US, studies show that, that women on average earn across the board 82% of what men earn. And that number looks much worse for non-white women. So Black women earn 60, I believe it's 62%. And I'm sorry, Latinx women earn 62%, and Black women earn just 54% of what white men make.
That's unbelievable, nearly half less for doing the same job. Well, there is some silver lining to this. The future of shareholder advocacy. Younger investors appear to really care about this. This impacts their investing decisions.
That's right, Jill. It really makes a big difference. In fact, 95% of millennials say they're very interested in environmental, social, and governance investing, and 67% say they've already started investing their assets with a view towards ESG investing. So that's a big deal. In a study this year, Brown Brothers Harriman said, in fact, it's not just millennial investors, it's all investors. They show that nearly 74% of all investors say that they intend to increase their allocation to ESG investing this year. And nearly 1 in 5 say that within 5 years, they will have 20 to 50% of their total portfolio allocated to ESG investments.
Do you think this is a short-term trend with companies throwing money at an issue and participating in what's been an aggressive media cycle over the past few weeks? Or do you think structural corporate strategy and change will finally emerge?
I hope that truly structural change will emerge. In fact, I think that there's real incentive alignment, because also data shows that companies with better diversity perform better. So it really affects the bottom line. Studies show that companies with better diversity in their executive leadership perform as much as 20% better for good gender diversity, and as much as 33% better for those that have good racial and ethnic diversity at their executive levels. So it really makes a difference. And as companies see that in their bottom lines, I think they'll want to make those investments and make that change.
Yep, money certainly talks. I hope our conversation looks very different over the next 5 years. Dorrit, thank you so much for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me, Jill. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.